Good evening, I'm Jeff Lyons. It is 9 o'clock here on Tuesday night, June the 3rd. This is the First Alert Weather Show at 9 o'clock. Let me turn this down here. I'm hearing a little echo there, which is a good thing. It means we're getting audio, but I don't want to hear it too. And we're still hearing it over there. Let me try that the other way. All right. Anyhow, we're glad you're here. I'm watching your comments over on the 14 News Facebook page. So if you have any questions, comments, you know the drill. You can put them in there, and I will check them out about halfway through the program tonight. I did add an alert day today for Friday. We talked about it. I talked with Arden Gregory, and earlier I know she and Byron kind of considered it. We were waiting for some additional information to kind of make the call, and that came through late this afternoon. So there is a better chance we could see some widespread severe weather. It's not a guarantee. But of the next several days, Friday kind of looks like the highest likelihood that would be the case. So that's why we put the alert day in there to give you the heads up. Plus the timing will be more disruptive. It'll be late morning through the afternoon. Of course, we have Friday after 5 and lots of other events going on typically on a Friday afternoon and evening. So that would be a disruption. Leading up to that, we have cloudy skies overnight, and then scattered storms will return to the forecast starting tomorrow, mainly in the afternoon and evening. Kind of your typical summer fare where it gets hot and humid. We get a few pop-up thunderstorms, and then they diminish. If you've been following the weather today, this line, when it was out in the plains here closer to Kansas City, was really fierce and spawned a couple of tornadoes around Kansas City near Independence, Missouri. Now it is kind of weakened, and that's how these squall lines will do often, especially this time of the year. So what will happen is as it kind of fizzles out here over the Mississippi River, it'll leave an outflow boundary. And then tomorrow when the sun comes out, that outflow boundary will become the focus for the next round of showers and storms, which will probably advance a little closer to the tri-state during the day on Wednesday. Right now, of course, we have no worries for weather overnight. You can sleep soundly, not worried about thunder or anything like that. For tomorrow, especially in the afternoon and evening, our best chance for thunderstorms will likely be in the northern half of the tri-state. So southern Illinois, southwest Indiana, and we would be looking primarily at a wind and hail situation here, damaging winds and large hail with any of the severe thunderstorms. And then Friday, our alert day is based on this longer range outlook from the Storm Prediction Center, calling for all the dynamics to be in place. And there's one other ingredient here, and that is a stalled front kind of along the Ohio River, which may cause several rounds of thunderstorms to move up through the river valley and therefore bring an increased risk for flash flooding. So that's the rationale behind Friday's alert day. Hour by hour, we go through most of Wednesday dry. By the evening and overnight, a few showers and storms should pop up. And then we have additional thunderstorms returning on Thursday, perhaps in the afternoon. Friday early morning, maybe some rain to get you started in the morning. And then we get this series of disturbances or lines of storms in the afternoon. And that's when I think we would have our best chance for damaging wind gusts or large hail. Details, of course, will become less fuzzy the closer we get, but that's what we have to go on now. It really warmed up today. We did not hit 90, even though we had forecast it and threatened it. We got up to 87, and still it's pretty muggy out there now. We have a lot of Gulf moisture in place that was brought up by those strong southerly winds today. So it's going to stay right around 70 to 68 overnight. We won't cool down into the 50s like we did the other night when the air was nice and dry. The humidity levels will keep the temperature pretty steady there around 70 overnight. There's our 87. That is not the hottest for the year. We hit 89 back in May. But, you know, we're off to a good start here for the month of June. No rain in the gauge for the first 3 days. That will change, of course, with those scattered showers and storms moving in here from basically tomorrow evening all the way through maybe even to Sunday, a daily chance for rain. Mid-80s tomorrow for the highs, and this mess to our west will get a little bit closer and kind of set up shop again on Wednesday. with those showers and storms primarily up here through central Indiana and Illinois, but we may see a couple that dip down into the tri-state. And then there's the smoke and the dust, both of them kind of teaming up here to keep our sunshine somewhat muted. This is the model projection, and basically you're looking at both the smoke up here and the dust, Sahara dust coming in from the south. So we still have that obscuring the sun and giving that weird kind of yellow glow out there during the day. Hour by hour shows that band of instability there, or the area where we will have unsettled weather, just kind of advances down toward the Ohio River and then stalls out, and that will provide the channel or the focus then for these storms to roll through on Friday afternoon and evening. Our 7-day temperature profile is pretty flat, meaning the temperature is not going to go up and down a whole lot, and it's pretty much in the normal range, so really nothing to see there. We move ahead to the GFS model, and we're going to compare it to the European, but they will both show you unsettled or scattered showers and storms all the way through Saturday. Sunday, a little dry break there on the GFS, and then maybe some additional rain on Monday. We compare that to the European model, which brings the rain in on Thursday, as the GFS does, and Friday as well, and then a dry Saturday and Sunday. So the European a little bit stingier with the rain over the weekend. And actually, I put our weekend rain chances both Saturday and Sunday like 20%, which is, you know, kind of standard cover all the bases forecasting. When it's warm and humid like this, you just can't rule out rain completely or scattered thunderstorm. 66 tonight, 88 tomorrow, 40% chance of rain, mainly late. First alert weather day Friday covers that severe weather risk, or maybe widespread severe risk. Doesn't mean, by the way, we can't get severe storms Wednesday, Thursday. It just means that the likelihood is greatest on Friday. Then you got that 20 and 30% chance, just basically covering all possibilities, and that will then taper off early next week. And temperatures set to pull back a little bit from above normal to near or below normal through the 13th, and drier than normal too. Here's our pet pick tonight, a stately Nate back there from Richard Waxler. By my count, I think Richard Waxler must have about 12 cats. He's got more pictures posted there in the pet section on 14news.com. You got to go check them out. Pretty cool pics. All right, let's go over to your questions and comments here and see how we can tell you what's going on. A lot of you hoping the storms don't get too bad. Karen Cotton is on there, Janet Stapleton, Jeff Miller's in tonight, Lenny Howard in Whitesville, and Tori Talbert's already praying they don't get bad, the storms, of course. And, you know, we are on that time of the year, especially when it's hot and humid like this, we're going to get thunderstorms, and some of them will be bad with, you know, damaging winds and the like. But the majority will just be rain and thunder and lightning. So, you know, keep that in mind. Let's see here. I think that's it. A little storm anxiety out there. We actually, I can't remember if that's today or tomorrow, but we're going to have Lynn Kyle on from the Lampion Center talking about storm anxiety and how to combat it. One of the main things, and of course we preach that here, you know, is having a plan, knowing what to do, safe place, and so forth. And to kind of tune out, you know, there's kind of information overload, especially on the internet. And here, you know, and Facebook and social media and that tend to amplify everything. So, you know, if you've got storm anxiety, the best advice is know, for example, that we may see some thunderstorms on Friday. A couple of them could be severe, and that's all you really need to know or think about at this point. There's nothing worrying about it is going to change or do to help the situation. I'm a worrier too. I mean, this is all, you know, easier said than done, and I get that, but it can be done. And the main thing is just, you know, live in the moment, day by day, right? You can only worry about today and right now. And Friday we'll get here, and, you know, if we get some storms, you knew they were coming, we'll get some storms, but you know, chances are you will be just fine. The likelihood that you would be injured in a thunderstorm or, you know, a severe weather situation is actually astronomically low. the number of people injured versus the number of storms that we have around here is very, very low. So if that's the cause of your worry, then yeah, the odds are definitely in your favor. Now, if it's just the disruption and the wind and the noise and everything, not much I can do to mitigate that. You can, if you have a place, a safe place or basement or somewhere where you're somewhat shielded from the noise and the lightning and that can be a good thing too. Let's see, some of you have had Jennifer Compton was in the Joplin tornado, which has given me PTSD. Well, I can understand that. That was an EF5. Not that the EF rating would have anything to do with it. I think anybody that's in a tornado or severe storm could potentially have, some post-traumatic stress as a result. That's certainly understandable. So the main thing is just have a plan and, live in the day. All right. Let's see. What else do I've got, what did I put in there? Oh, the wind. We had a lake wind advisory today. I don't know if you saw that or not, and chances are if you weren't out on a lake, you probably didn't really notice or care, but lake wind advisories are issued by the National Weather Service when the winds are going to be strong enough maybe to cause dangerous situation. If you're out on a boat or whatever, the waves could get choppy, you could get whitecaps and things like that. And so it's kind of just below that full-on wind advisory where we have 35 and 40-mile-an-hour winds. And remember, winds are created by differences in pressure in the atmosphere. Those are the lines of equal pressure show us the contour. So the closer those lines get, the steeper the pressure gradient and the stronger the winds will become. Over the winter, we had some monster windstorms, if you'll recall. Here in the summer, that's not quite as common. The low pressures that are that intense are very unusual. There are several ways that you can gauge wind speed. I won't go through every one of these, but it's fascinating. If you ever looked at the Beaufort wind scale, a couple of them I just know from, know them by heart, are the flag. 12 miles an hour is when the flag sticks straight out from the mast. Smoke goes straight up at less than 1 and drifts a little bit at 1 to 3. And like today, we had 19 to 24 miles an hour on the wind, so small trees begin to sway. And then you see, of course, the stronger winds over here as you get up into thunderstorms and that creating more of an impact out there. So just something to think about as we get closer here to Friday. We will have updates, of course, on the severe weather threat and how it will materialize and time out and affect your day. In the meantime, stay safe. Thanks for watching. We'll see you on 14 News at 10.